So supposedly we're in this dark era of fighting games, like it's the fighting game community apparently, and people are saying like Street Fighter 6 is just carrying all the other fighting games on its back. Like it's just the king of the crop. All these other games are just like whatever or something or mid or whatever. Or just it's not nothing can compare to Street Fighter 6. And yeah, I don't believe we're in a dark era. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't believe that's the case. Do I think Street Fighter 6 is the most successful? Yes, it deserves to be the most successful. Like the things that it does. Is it my favorite fighting game to play? I want to say no. There's some things I want to see in Street Fighter 6, like I talked about before numerous times, DLC and other stuff, and just content to do or whatever, and just gameplay. But it deserves to be like the highest one. Now, do I think all these other fighting games are just like not doing anything, lifting any of the weight? I don't think that's the case. I personally think, and this is just my opinion, that the fighting game community, and this doesn't go for everybody. So before you say anything like, "Hey, that's not me," it's not everybody. But I feel as if a good chunk does not play other fighting games. I don't think fighting game players play other fighting games that much. I think like if you play Street Fighter or you play Tekken, for the most part, at least in my opinion, from my understanding, you don't really diverge into different games. Because I've tried numerous times to get my friends in other games. Like for example, they liked Fighter Z. I thought Fighter Z was like okay, whatever. And I wanted to play other games too with them because I like just a whole bunch of other fighting games. I'm like, hey, Samsho just came out. Let's play some Samsho or this or freaking whatever. And they were just not budging. They were not budging. I'm like, man. So that's always been a thought that's dawned at me when like Fighter Z came out. Like, man, why are my boys don't want to play other fighting games? It's just this particular one. It's because I like it so much. And I'm like, man, nothing can compare to this game. It feels like that. I think that's maybe it, or maybe it could be something else, maybe. But I just don't think people just really want to diverge into different games. So I don't think Street Fighter 6 is carrying all the fighting games because it's like, oh, it's the best. It is the best technically. However, I don't think the FGC just plays other fighting games. I just don't think that's the case. Like, for example, people said, hey, Fatal Fury Syllables, I'm jumping on this, right? When they heard about the news about Kenshiro. But the problem is, once that trailer with the AI came out, that went down, but it went down. I feel as if, for example, if that trailer didn't exist, I think the stocks would be better for Fatal Fury Syllables, to be honest with you, because in my opinion, especially as a recent, which is why I'm also making this video, is the content. They have 6 DLC characters. They are having crossover skins with Street Fighter 6, and they're pretty good. And they're also having enemies and stuff, a story and stuff. And I'm like, man, Street Fighter's not doing this. And like freaking Fatal Fury Syllables is doing this. This is crazy stuff, man. This is something we haven't seen in a long time. No one cares. I'm like, what? If Street Fighter had this, the whole planet would explode, right? But since it's Fatal Fury Syllables, whatever. So I really do feel as if there's a bit of like a bias or something to other fighting games. Like since it's not this, I'm not going to play it or whatever. And I really don't get that, because if Street Fighter, if it got this thing, or it was a crossover or something like that, I feel as if people would blow their freaking load everywhere, dude. They'd be like, this is insane. But since it's City of the Wolves, I mean, it's whatever, bro. It's like, who cares? It's like, no. If this was Street Fighter 6, people would be freaking, this would blow the internet or something, bro. Like how the Alex trailer blew, like was going crazy. Same thing would happen. The exact same thing would happen. Like, we got skins finally, and they're crossover skins with like Tekken or something. They would be freaking out. And there's like another boss you could fight, and it's like freaking Kazi or something. I don't know. Just I'm just throwing things out there. People would be freaking out because the content that City of Wolves just got, or is about to get, that's absurd. Having bosses and enemies in the game, like, no, that's actually that's crazy, dude. That's genuinely crazy. So it's like, man, I think there's just a huge bias when it comes to that. And because like I'm thinking here with City of the Wolves, I'm using this example, so that's why I'm just gonna keep talking about it. City of the Wolves, first season completely free, second season $20, 6 characters, multiple stages, not 1 and 2, just multiple stages, right? What? You serious? Monthly. I kind of disagree with that business pattern. I talked about before. but monthly, which is crazy because I think Geese is about to come out, I think soon, or he already did. So I was like, what? And this is not enough. It's not enough, dude. Well, like, what do you mean? Because I look at other fighting games, for example, like Street Fighter again, like the big, the big three, like the one carrying everything. That Street Fighter has like the worst DLC practice ever, bro. Specifically 6, but I'm just gonna stop talking about this because I got into a whole tangent before I had to like edit that. So we'll make a different video talking about the DLC. But we're continuing on the Dark Era stuff, basically. I just feel as if people just like to stick to one singular game, and it's really hard for people to look at other games. Like, I understand not playing multiple games, but well, for fighting specifically, is because they're hard to learn. So I get that, but I feel as if that's kind of like the thing that we're kind of struggling with relatively. It's just like getting into other fighting games. Like, we're afraid of taking a leap, relearning everything. But I feel as if for the most part, if you play other fighting games, you kind of know how other fighting games are. Like, I feel as if you earn that skill. For some, not because you haven't played enough, but you just like, okay, I could pick this up. But I think that's just a thing. And also, when it comes to, and this could maybe contribute to this Dark Era thing that people feel this way, is when a fighting game like has a trailer or whatever, and like say for instance a trailer disappoints people, they are turned off and do not want to attempt to play the game. And that was I think I mentioned before in this video, was with the City of the Wolves, with the AI trailer. Some people are just like, I'm not playing this game. Like, there's flat out just like, I'm not doing this. And I was like, dude, that's not even the gameplay or anything like that. It just doesn't matter. It just left a bad taste in your mouth. You're not touching it. You're just not attempting it. And I think that could be a contributing factor maybe as well to this feeling. But altogether, I feel as if mainly it's just like people don't want to really play other fighting games. I think that is just like the real point of it all, because like the FGC has gotten bigger, dude. It really has. Like, if you think about it and the money we make and everything, dude, there is no like, oh yeah, this is like Street Fighter is just it. We have other games. It's just that people don't want to play them. I really think that is the case. I could be wrong. If I am, just let me know in the comment section what your guys' theories are. But I think this one speaks to me the most, because I feel as if I see other people roasting other fighting games and they just play this one other game. Actually, now think about what comes to mind is when, for example, the main man played Virtua Fighter, and I remember this because I watched that video, or watched the videos and stuff like that, and just clips of him playing it, not really taking the game seriously, kind of roasting the game a bit, and then getting off. And I feel as if his followers kind of just took his side, like, yeah, this game's trash, and they just read it off like, yep, this is garbage, never ever playing this or whatever. And I'm like, dang, dude, why do that, you know?
Yeah, let's keep these clunky shit animations where the characters jump like in Tekken 2. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And sound effects from 1993. And boring, dull character designs that never worked in the first place. I mean, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. That's why I troll and laugh when I play this game, because I can't take it seriously.
I'm not sure if that was his intent to do that, or maybe he was just goofing around. I'm not quite sure, but that was kind of crazy, dude. And I think that could be also another reason too for like some to actually have that influence to just like say like, hey, hate this game, and like they hate it. Like, I'm not saying like that easy, but you know, some people could think for themselves, of course, but that could happen as well. That's a possibility. And then there are the people that are the so-called like refugees of such games, like say for instance, again, Tekken, I'm mentioning again, Tekken ain't doing too hot, so other people are venturing out. Like even the main man, for example, like I mentioned before, he went to go play Street Fighter, and he's like, man, I need a game to play, and it's like, man, it just doesn't feel the same. And he went to Street Fighter, it just didn't do it for him, so he just went back to Tekken. So I feel like that's another thing. I think refugees in a way actually kind of branched out the fighting game community. Like when Street Fighter 5 did not do good and everybody played other games, high key that built in other communities. High key, like when one of the big pillars of the game doesn't do well and they just branch out, people actually just find other things that are really cool. And so I think an event like that, not necessarily saying it needs to happen, but I think people just need an event like that to happen. Just try other games, like just try and explore. That I really think that's a big thing, like generally speaking, because for the most part, if a game just gets absolutely destroyed and it's like terrible, no one's going to investigate, which is like, why? Like, sure, you have this good thing, but like, how about you try some other stuff, you know what I'm saying? How about like, there's other options, you know? And I think so that's what it comes down to, that people don't feel like they have options or like they feel like since their food is so good, they don't need to try anything else. But when the food is bad, it's like, okay, now I have to try everything else. And man, this other stuff's actually kind of good. I feel as if that's what's happening. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I feel relatively, but I don't know. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think down below, if we are in the dark era or not, and what the reasons why we are or we're not or whatever. And I apologize if I was a little bit all over the place. This video was not scripted, as you can tell. I have scripted videos, but not all the time. I just wanted to get this off of my chest, like just flowing wise, just going with the flow relatively. And I hope you guys were cool with that, because I do that for I think most of my videos, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, man, maybe I'm a little too wild, you know? I say some stuff. But either way, I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, a great noon, or whatever time zone you guys are at, man, and I'll see you guys in the next video.